I don't think, is
That's
that
what
what you're talking about, is a microphone? That's what he's talking about.
King.
What we're talking
Or
about,
at least take that one
it
down.
had a
so it doesn't work.
microphone, it had a microphone, what we
What are
were
you talking about?
proposing, it had a microphone as well. What I
Oh, you, oh, that,
just-
oh.
For the sake of clearance, residents will be able to get this, but not their bios. Okay.
And I wanted to say in relation to this, I think we do have a lot of good candidates, period. This is what I'm hoping that we can do. My preference is that we go through them, we get down to 5, each one of us get down to 5. We have to be in the room for 24 hours. Okay, whatever the case may be, we get down to the 3. And then at least, hopefully, I would like for all 5 of us to agree on those 3, but at the very least 4. I think this situation is that important. We don't always agree on all the things, but with this, we're talking about 3 people who's going to negotiate the future of East Cleveland, which is going to be vitally important. And we got some good people here. So I don't want it to be such a political thing, but I want it to be an open thing. And I'm asking all of us to reach within ourselves, to use some wisdom, so that we can at least have, hopefully 5, that all 5 of us agree on the 3, if not at the very minimum 4. And I've said this before, so it's nothing new, okay? So the process is going forward. Everywhere I go, people ask me what's going on with annexation. Well, I tell people the process is starting, okay? So I'm also, since it seems like we want to move very expeditiously on this situation, I'm willing to meet in the summertime twice a week if we have to. Taking into consideration Joey Graham's schedule, we can schedule it at 6 o'clock. I'm willing to be there 6 to 9, 6 to 10, 6 to 11, so we do what we need to do. Okay, and there may be some situation where we may have to close off because we're dealing with some real sensitive information on certain individuals. And we'll know what we need to do, but we need to go within ourselves to get the 3 people that we need, and hopefully we can, between the 5 of us, we can agree on those 3 people. That's my goal.
So,
Okay.
What time is the time?
6 o'clock Thursday.
so Thursday, the 30th, at 6 o'clock. And how are you going to notify all of the public?
Most of everything else.
Well, I think that more so than just posting, we got the library,
The other we posted the
you
library.
talked to the library.
Right. Library, we can post the library and what's the conversation? School. It's not the outside of things we had that time. We have posted
And I want to say this too, it's essential, if we have to start at 6:15, it's essential that Joey Graham be here. We can't move, all of us got to be at this thing, okay? All of us, okay? So if she gets off work at 6:10, we have to wait 10 minutes, she can call, we all got to be here at this, all 5 of us.
I agree.
Okay, all right.
Councilwoman Graham.
I have a comment, question. I know we're moving expeditiously regarding picking the 3 commissioners. We were also told about the feasibility study.
Yes.
I would like to know, what do we have on our plate as far as the feasibility study? What contacts do we have at the Cleveland Foundation? And what guarantee do we have for our public to make sure that the feasibility study comes out? If we can work on that as expeditiously as we are picking the commissioners, that would satisfy what we initially were told was going to be the process. Because it seems as though in terms of this merger or annexation and picking of the commissioners has somewhat overshadowed the fact that the public that we do have that are not for annexation would like to see a feasibility study and would like to have those facts presented as well. So I'd like to know if there's somehow we can have some type of, I don't know, press release, or we have some detailed information as to who the contact all the counselors can do to make sure that we're able to facilitate that for the our residents as well?
Great question.
Great question.
What we're doing is, we're at this point now because the understanding that we have with the administration that they would give us a letter of support at the signing of the assignment of the commission. I spoke with the mayor today and asked in regards to getting the draft prior to that happening, so we see the letter in the light of support. Once that takes place, as Chris Rock, same time, when that takes place at the same time, probably will get some attention, media probably pay attention to that because we're moving forward with both angles, the study and also with commercial negotiation.
Now, another question I have in regarding that. And no offense to you, Mayor Norton, but anything like you agreeing to or giving your letter of support to me should not be contingent on picking up the commission. So I'm trying to figure out, even if he gives his letter of support, does that necessarily mean that the Cleveland Foundation is going to go forward with the feasibility study?
There's no guarantee because the law firms have that relationship, and they're the ones who said that they need the letter given to them. I have spoken to the foundation. They wouldn't say, yes, because they have a board as well. So they said the likelihood is great. Because remember, a year and a half ago, when we started this journey, it wasn't requested for us to get a letter of support or get a letter from the mayor. As we start going through the process, I guess Buckley and King was getting some bumps in the road. They needed support, so council gave them a support letter. Then they came back and said they needed a letter from the mayor. And then that's when we came back and the mayor was moving forward with the merger. And we said, well, let's put something else so we can get both things moving at the same time. So as residents can have an option.
So I just want to make sure that, I just kind of not, okay, so I understood all of that. I just, in thinking about this process, it just worries me that, that we might go ahead with this process of picking the commissioners, going ahead with the annexation, and still we won't have a feasibility study. I just want to make sure that us as a body, that we do everything that we can to facilitate that, along with the mayor's support. And I do feel that his support should not be contingent upon the commission anyway, but I do understand that. And I just want to stress that, that's all I want to say.
Barbara.
With all due respect to the whole conversation that has taken place, I don't understand why we're acting in a third party when we have the mayor sitting here. This is supposed to be a full support agreement from the mayor. I don't know why we got to talk around or talk to you as president when the mayor is sitting here and he has given his comments about all the recalls and everything else, when the most important thing sitting here on this table is annexation. And annexation should be dealt with according to what we had, this council had agreed upon. This council had agreed upon that we were looking for support to get a study, which was probably told us would last no more than 90 days. And in lasting the 90 days, that is what we were looking for to have. Now, I don't see whether or not the mayor gives his support or don't give his support, we still are looking for other options. And other options mean that we're just not accepting the fact that things be contingent upon what the mayor does. We would like to have his support. We've asked for his support, but I want to hear it right here. He's not invisible. He has the law director here. You got two mouthpieces. So let's hear it if he's going to give it.
I want to comment on that. I was addressing the chair of council, the council president, because this is something that council has come up with. So as far as hearing directly from the mayor, that can be requested from any council member. But what I'm saying is, in regards to my conversation, I'm directing it to council president. This is something that the body council has formulated. So that's why it wasn't directed to the mayor specifically.
No. I didn't, and I don't mean to cut you off. I the response from the council president gave it to us. And I'm saying, okay, we have went over everything that we wanted and asked for, and we have the mayor sitting right here. Why would we not just ask the mayor or the president of council ask the mayor, what is your intent? Do you have the letter ready? Will you have the letter ready? Or are you in support of the study? That's all I'm asking. And it has nothing to do with what you asked or what. I'm just saying, why bypass the mayor if he's sitting?
Okay.
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, because, the conversation, he's already pledged support.
I haven't heard anything.
However, I just was,
It's in the legislation as well.
Well,
Put it in
he's,
there.
Mr. President, he's sitting and just let him respond.
It's up to the mayor if he wants to
If
respond.
he responds or not.
I think the majority of council knows exactly what I mean.
The majority of council is 3.
Yes.
We can't hear what he just
Okay,
said.
he said he thinks the majority of the council knows what he's going to do. He hasn't simply stated what he's going to do. I know that you know, and Brandon, I'm just trying to say what
We
he's
haven't
going to
changed-
do.
we haven't changed-
yeah, we had to stay away from that, because
Right.
in the
I'm trying to
prior
stay away
council
from it.
meeting that we had,
Okay.
we were all here, and it was stated that the mayor was gonna give the support, and it was like, okay, he's gonna give the support, without the mayor actually saying it. So, I've never personally heard the mayor say it. This is what we're getting that
That's what I want to
information.
hear the mayor
It's
say.
So-
put in the legislation, so we do know that part of it.
So he's not going to respond to it or what?
He's asked me, he said that he felt comfortable with his answer.
He said the majority
Of council knows what he's going to do. I don't know what he's going to do.
You've seen the legislation, you've never heard from him personally.
I have- What's it difficult for him to say that he's going to write the letter?
It's not, we're gonna get personal, let's move on forward.
Yeah, it should be personal.
No, that's not personal.
No, I was just
Okay.
piggyback, I said it should be personal, but this is just stated.
And you see, let me say this. You talk to the mayor, Brandon talks to the mayor, maybe you do. I don't talk to the mayor, so I don't know what he's going to do. Half the time he don't speak to me anyway. Something like this, and we qualified how important it is. Say what you're going to do. Why is it so difficult to do that, Brandon? Council President, why is it so difficult to say, I'm going to write the letter?
Well, he said it's in the legislation. We
All right, now
got
let's
this
move
letter.
on.
I asked for a draft prior to the meeting. Let's move on.
Yeah, let's move on.
For the council committee, nobody had any committee meetings, did they?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
You want me to go first or what?
Yes. If you don't mind, let's try to keep.
So I'm going to give my report.
Okay, well, I'm saying.
Council President, it's not that long, but
Just call Madam President, okay?
all right. I met June 14th. Are you listening?
Yeah, I'm going to just call him right back. Go ahead.
Should I wait till you get back? You're the council president.
No, go ahead. I'm here.
Oh, okay, all right. The Health and Safety Committee met June 14th. We had a quorum. The first thing on the agenda was hoop houses. Okay, we had Dwayne Johnson out, and he spoke about hoop houses. And they also called seasonal high tunnels. He talked about increasing access to healthy food. That's what these seasonal high tunnels for hoop houses are supposed to be. He said it's a reimbursement program. This is Dwayne Johnson. He's the one doing the hoop houses around the city. It's coming from the Department of Agriculture, United States Cooperative, and United Community Cooperative. It costs $9,948 to do a hoop house, and they get half of it back. Dwayne Johnson gets half of the $9,000 to build it. We also on the agenda had the deaf.
I think you got a conversation back there while you're trying to give a report.
Man, I have no respect for nobody. Where you go?
I'll continue. Dan C. Rico is with the deaf movement, grass movement. He was here a couple of times, and his concern was he needed a need for interpreters for the deaf. I asked the police department to be here. They were here. They said Lieutenant Valley was here. And he talked about assisting in that, a need for support services for the deaf. The Lieutenant Valley talked about the police department and the TTY machine and the need to text 911. Also the hearing and impaired deaf. Waste King Transportation on Hayden. Okay, that was it. It was stated, and the law director can confirm this, that Waste King did not renew his lease. It expired in March of this year. According to the law director, Tim King, who was the one that had Waste King down there, did not meet the requirements. Is that correct, the law director? So Waste King is no longer doing business in the city of East Cleveland.
Down on Eddie Road.
Yeah, down on Eddie Road, he's gone. Okay, didn't we write Brandon King and didn't renew his?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We weren't notified of that formally, you know, but you know how things work here in East Cleveland. And the law director provided a very comprehensive document in relation to the firefighters' contract and update. The firefighters' update is going through with arbitration, negotiation, litigation.
It's tentatively set for August 8th.
Tentatively set for August 8th. As you know, to make a long story short, in the contract we're supposed to have 10 per shift, and we had to cut it because we couldn't pay them. I think we're down to 8. So it's the law director's handling that. She had a real thick pack. I read it very comprehensively so they could reach some type of consensus on that. The status of Page Catering. Page Catering provide food to the inmates in our jail. Where they're no longer doing it right now, according to that meeting, McGregor Home is providing the food. What type of contract they have and all like that, but at least the inmates are being fed. So McGregor is doing that. Lastly, that was the key thing. I wanted to read this briefly, according to health and safety. As you know, we had a meeting a few months ago. We had Euclid taken care of because we invited, I invited somebody from RTA to be here. And we reached out to him and asked him to help us. So they paved the streets. So they gave me a follow-up letter. This letter is to follow up to my letter of March 20. This is from Joe Calabrese, the one who runs RTA. He's the manager and CEO. This letter is to follow up this letter of March 28, 2016 and provides an update on potholes concerns in East Cleveland. As I noted in that letter, RTA did a temporary patch pothole at RTA bus pass from just west of Windermere to Noble Road. So that way going this way. With assistance of 3 city laborers, so the city did kick in to help. Recently, we completed a project of filling sinkholes in the vicinity of Euclid Avenue and Eddie Road, as well as across from Silverman's and Hayden Road. RTA is doing this. For us, we're not paying them anything. We also repaired a non-working traffic signal at Emily and Euclid. You know where that signal is, right? Emily and Euclid, is that where the guy got killed? Right there, Emily and Euclid. RTA fixed that signal, so it's working now. Which was a safety hazard noted by one of our bus operators. And I got a letter from the bus operator who was complaining about our roads. So RTA stepped up and has been stepping up. As a reminder, we have a capital project scheduled for August and September, which will repair Hayden Avenue in front of our Hayden District facility at 1661 Hayden Avenue. This will conclude our planned work related to East Cleveland potholes and streets. I am pleased that the RTA was able to partner with the city of Cleveland, East Cleveland in these efforts. The work provides a benefit to East Cleveland residents as well as our bus operators and customers, Joseph A. Calabrese. Those are the things that were covered in our Health and Safety Committee meeting. We won't be meeting for the rest of the summer. We'll go start back in September. Mr. President, that concludes Health and Safety report. Thank you.